shattered stone face, frozen mid-scream, moonlight cutting through the ruin above it. One look at her, and this is what happened to you. The sea itself broke open, and two ancient gods rose out of it. Perseus, crusted in barnacles like living rock. Ceto, coiling like something with no bones at all. These were Medusa's parents. And this is the story of Medusa. In a cave hidden from the sun, three gray sisters pass a single glowing eye between them, hand to hand. Somewhere deeper in the shadows, something serpentine is coiling. This was the family. Medusa's aunts, by some accounts, birthed nearly every monster in Greek myth. Three sisters stand on a sea cliff as the wind tears at their hair. Two of them glow bronze, scaled, immortal by birth. Watch the third, she's different. Softer. Human. That one difference is the whole reason this story can happen at all. Even before anyone told her full story, Homer's Iliad already describes a Gorgon face, embossed onto a warrior's shield, glaring out to freeze enemies before a single blow lands. Medusa didn't start as a woman's tragedy. She started as pure dread, stamped onto bronze. Look closer at this stone tablet, the oldest full account we have, carved around 700 BCE. The poet Hesiod wrote it plainly. She was born a monster. No tragedy, no twist, just born that way. Now picture this instead. A young priestess standing at a temple's edge, golden light on her face, completely at peace. 700 years after Hesiod, the poet Ovid gave Medusa a different beginning entirely, beautiful, human, and about to have everything taken from her. This close, you can see exactly why. Her hair, catching the sunset. Ovid says it was the most beautiful thing about her, and the reason a god noticed her at all. Inside this temple, Medusa served Athena as a priestess, a role that demanded one thing above all: purity. Look at how sacred this space is. That's exactly what makes what happens next so brutal. Here, on this exact spot on the temple floor, a shadow once stood here, and now the space is empty. Ovid says Poseidon assaulted Medusa right here, inside Athena's own temple. One line in an ancient poem. It changes everything after it. Look at Athena's face, rigid, cold, furious. Not at Poseidon, at Medusa. The goddess punished the victim for the crime of being violated in her temple. That decision still makes people angry 2,000 years later. Watch her hair right now. The strands are lengthening, twisting, becoming something alive. Her skin is catching an unnatural sheen. Ovid says it happened instantly. The most beautiful hair in Greece became living serpents, and her eyes became a weapon. Look closely at these three sleeping sisters. Only one of them can actually die. Stheno and Euryale glow faintly with immortality. Medusa alone carries the one thing that makes this entire quest possible: an ending. This shoreline is scattered with statues, dozens of them, frozen mid-run, mid-scream. This is where Medusa was cast out to, a volcanic island at the very edge of the map, near the land of the dead. Nobody came looking for her on purpose. Look at this face, cracked, weathered, frozen mid-scream for centuries. Why stone, specifically? Some ancient writers say it's fear itself, made physical. The exact moment terror stops you cold, literally. Golden light pours through a tiny high window into a locked bronze tower. That's Zeus, disguised as rain, slipping past every guard a paranoid king could hire. A prophecy said this king's own grandson would kill him one day. He locked his daughter away to stop it. That's a wooden chest floating alone on a moonlit sea, with a mother and her newborn son locked inside. The king threw them into the ocean to be rid of them. They survived. Watch this fisherman haul the chest out of the surf. His name is Dictys, and he's about to pry it open. Inside, a terrified mother and a crying baby, both somehow still alive. Years pass on this small island. Watch how Perseus positions himself here, squarely between his mother and the king watching from the hillside. This is where he learns exactly what he's willing to risk for her. That's the young man from the chest, grown now, standing his ground in a torchlit hall. The king, watching him, wants his mother, and wants him gone. So he hands Perseus an assignment built to kill him. Bring back the head of Medusa. He gets flying sandals, an invisibility helmet, and a magic shield. Now his impossible mission finally has a chance. Look at the ground below him change. Mountains turn into desert. Desert turns into ocean. His winged sandals are flying him somewhere no map can show. Getting to the edge of the world takes a long, long flight. Look at this. 3 old sisters share just one eye between them. Perseus grabs it while they're passing it around and won't give it back until they tell him where Medusa is. Sometimes being smart beats being strong. In a quiet forest at night, some nymphs hand Perseus one last gift, a magic bag called the cabesus. It's the only safe way to carry a head that can still turn you to stone, even after it's cut off. Look at all these statues on the beach. Every one of them was a hero who tried this same mission before Perseus and failed. He's walking into a graveyard of people just like him, and he knows it. Deeper in the cave now. 3 shapes are sleeping, breathing slowly, snakes curled up and still around their heads. Perseus is close enough to hear them breathe. One wrong move ruins everything. Don't look at the shadow, look at the shield. Perseus is watching Medusa's reflection instead of looking at her directly. He's waiting, holding his breath, for the exact second she and her sisters fall asleep. One flash of the blade, then everything goes black. With Athena guiding his hand, Perseus struck without ever looking Medusa in the eyes. It was over before her sisters even woke up. Suddenly, the sky lit up with golden light. A winged horse called Pegasus appeared, along with a warrior named Chrysaor. They were both born from Medusa's blood. Even after she died, something extraordinary came from her. Her 2 sisters are flying across the beach, furious, hunting whoever did this. But look, footprints are appearing in the sand with nobody there to make them. The invisible helmet is working. Perseus is escaping with the head, and nobody can see him. Watch the stone spread up from his feet. This is Atlas, a giant titan, turning to rock right in front of us. Perseus asked him for a place to rest and got turned away, so he used the head. Some people say this is actually how the Atlas Mountains got their name. Watch this queen lift her chin with pride. She boasted she was prettier than sea spirits, so the sea god sent a monster and chained her daughter to a cliff as punishment. A princess is chained to a cliff. A sea monster is rising out of the waves below her, and falling straight out of the sky is Perseus, wings beating, bag swinging at his side. He didn't think twice. The head worked on monsters too. Watch that discus spin through the air. It's about to hit an old man in the crowd. Perseus's own grandfather. This is the same king who locked his daughter away years ago to avoid this exact moment. The prophecy finally caught up with him. The shield gleams, Medusa's bronze snake-haired head fixed at its center. Perseus gave it to Athena, the goddess who cursed Medusa, and it's been her protective emblem ever since. 2 bottles sit on the healer's table, one dark and heavy, the other faintly glowing gold. Legend says Asclepius made them from Medusa's blood. One kills instantly, the other can revive the dead. Few people know this story. Check out this scary carved face. Big teeth, bulging eyes. The ancient Greeks put it on temples, shields, and coins for centuries. It wasn't to frighten people, it was to scare off evil. This carving still exists today. It's from an old temple on the island of Corfu, one of the oldest big stone carvings in all of Greece. Her face was important enough to be one of the first things people carved at this size. Flip this old coin over, and there she is again. Stamped on money, hammered into shields, painted on pottery. For hundreds of years, people believed carrying her face into battle brought good luck, not bad. Compare that scary mask to this, a calm, peaceful marble face with snakes woven gently into her hair. This is called the Rondinini Medusa. A few hundred years later, artists started making her beautiful again instead of terrifying. The furnace burned so hot it glowed white. When the bronze started to harden too soon, Cellini hurled his own dinner plates into the flames to remelt it and save the statue. More than 1,000 years after Ovid, a writer named Dante put her in his story about hell. Monsters on the city walls scream for Medusa's face to be shown, hoping it will turn the main character to stone before he can go any deeper. In the early 1900s, psychologist Sigmund Freud said her head symbolized deep fear, just one of many ways people have interpreted her story. Look at this gold logo. You've probably seen it on a handbag or a belt without knowing what it was. The fashion brand Versace built their whole company around Medusa's face because, in their own words, once you look at her, you can't look away. Watch these jellyfish float by, with long arms that trail behind them like hair. Scientists named an entire group of animals Medusazoa after her. When they needed a name for something beautiful and dangerous at the same time, they picked hers. Look up at the sky. That blinking star in the constellation called Perseus is named Algol. Old astronomers called it the demon star because it gets brighter and darker on its own every few days. It marks the exact spot where Medusa's head hangs in the night sky, forever. Sunlight is shining on that old carving right now, lighting up just her face. She was cursed, she was hunted, she was killed, and she still ended up protecting people, inspiring artists, naming jellyfish, and even getting her own star in the sky 3,000 years later. Maybe she was never really the monster. Maybe she was just the one who made it through. Every version of this story has left something behind for us to wonder about. If this one made you see her differently, that's the whole point of this channel. One myth at a time. If you want the next one, all it takes is a like and a subscribe. The next documentary is already on its way.